Longtime Caryville Police Chief Johnny Jones was relieved of his supervisory duties earlier today during a meeting with Mayor Chris Stanley and Vice Mayor Glenn Smith. A 36-year veteran of law enforcement, Jones was demoted to patrolman and will likely take a pay cut of $1.50 an hour. Assistant Chief Stephanie Smith has been appointed as acting chief until a successor can be voted on by the Board of Aldermen. I think Jones was not performing as well as he should have in that role, said Stanley. It was his job performance, being asked to do certain things and not doing them repeatedly. I think Johnny is a good police officer, but some of his calls as police chief were questionable. He takes action and then tells us about it later. Jones believes he was demoted because he had recommended during Monday's special called meeting that Officer Jim Wilson, a 16-year veteran of the department, be terminated following several documented incidents and complaints from town citizens. I feel like Stanley did that in retaliation because I brought that up in public. He told me during today's meeting that he didn't think I was managing the department correctly, said Jones. Stanley did say he would have preferred to deal with the Jim Wilson situation in a non-public setting. Does the officer need to be reprimanded? Yes, but we could have done that in-house. It's my understanding that the police chief told him that it would be in his best interest to resign. The chief does not have the authority to hire or fire me, Stanley said. Wilson did resign the day after the special board meeting, but rescinded his resignation soon thereafter. He remains on the force as a patrolman. In the search for a new chief, Stanley said he would take a look at promoting someone within the department. There's an opportunity for Stephanie Smith to become chief if she so chooses to take that, said the mayor. A total of 21 candidates have thrown their hat in the ring to be the next La Follette City Administrator. Police Chief and Interim City Administrator Jimmy Jeffries said a date will be set during Monday's monthly workshop for the purpose of interviewing the top candidates. Each candidate will appear before the full City Council for their interview. The list of candidates, which includes several local people, is as follows: Greg Brackett, Shane Burris, Gabriel Burge, Gary Carver, William Comer, Travis Davis, Joseph Garrison, Thomas Hatmaker, William Curley, David King, Margaret Meeks, Jack Miller, Owana Oneda, Susan Rayburn, Darrell Roberts, Billy Russell, Bobby Russell, Edward Stevenson, Sandra Tucker, James Andy Wallace, and Mark A. Wells. The position came open after City Administrator Cade Sexton resigned in January. Your locally owned and operated hometown Sears store receives a national award. The store, located in the Food City Center and Woodson Mall, is recognized for consistently offering the greatest customer service, outstanding store performance, and standards. The award also recognizes its exceptional demonstrations of community involvement. The La Follette store, owned by Robert Coble, is a 2012 Sears Hometown Store premier store. Sears Hometown stores combine the value, selection, and services associated with larger retail stores, but are owned and operated by a member of the community. Sears Hometown stores were developed almost 20 years ago to serve Sears customers in locations outside of major metropolitan cities. There are more than 920 hometown stores throughout the United States and Puerto Rico. The stores carry Sears brands such as Craftsman, Kenmore, and Die Hard, as well as an assortment of national brands. In addition, Sears hometown stores are locally owned and operated. Learn more about your La Follette Sears on Facebook or by connecting to our web channel 1450WLAF.com. It's a cold first full day of spring, brisk with chilly sunshine and highs holding in the 30s. That's today's features. However, with the wind, there's increased fire danger across much of the region today as northwest winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour blow with even higher gusts. The strong winds combine with low afternoon relative humidity from 20 to 30% and likely lower. Gary Monday with the Forestry Service tells WLAF News that today was a Class 5 day, the highest, making for a very high risk for fire. As a result, no burn permits were issued. He says there are no fires Wednesday or so far today. Monday notes that with the winds and dry conditions, keeping your matches in your pocket is a good idea. A Knoxville man was arrested Monday after a week of La Follette police began looking for him on charges of rape of a child, rape, and aggravated sexual battery. Stephen Dwight Wilson, age 31, of 100 Westwood Road in Knoxville, is accused of sexually abusing his ex-girlfriend's daughter when the girl was only 12 years old. The abuse was said to have continued past the age of 13 when the child rape charges no longer applied, but the rape charges did. The victim and her mother lived in La Follette at the time. La Follette officers took out the warrant on March 11th. Then on Sunday, March 17th, Wilson got into a fight with his brother in Knoxville, where investigating officers discovered that he was wanted in La Follette on rape charges. 2 La Follette men were arrested last week for passing a counterfeit $50 bill at a yard sale on South Cumberland Avenue. Jason L. Snodderly, age 29, of 806 East Ash Street, and Nathan J. McBride, age 25, of 306 North 17th Street, were taken into custody Saturday, March 16th, after they bought a television from a woman for $10. According to an official La Follette Police Department report, the woman then went to buy groceries at Hollingsworth Supermarket, where a clerk discovered the fake bill and called police. The 2 men were pulled over later by an officer who discovered 2 more counterfeit $50 bills. During a search of McBride's home, officers recovered a printer used in the counterfeiting process, along with a fake $5 bill, 15 fake $20 bills, 26 faked $10 bills, 16 fake $50 bills, and 3 fake $100 bills. And today is the Jellicoe Highway Church of God's Meal in a Pinch giveaway. The boxes of food are limited, and it's on a first-come, first-served basis. The time, 6 o'clock. And that's a look at our news. Next, we'll take a look at the press release from the Campbell County Sheriff's Department. And it looks like 9 people have been booked into the Campbell County Jail in the past 24 hours, according to the press release from the Sheriff's Department. Carrie Lynn Green, age 24, of Easter Lane, La Follette, for theft of property under $500. 23-year-old Barton Fletcher Harrell of Brook Place Lane, La Follette, for violation of the registration law, on a hold for another agency, driving while suspended, and violation of the Tennessee financial law, as well as possession of stolen property. Frederick Douglas Jackson, 54, of Harold Avenue in Knoxville, for driving while suspended, violation of the Tennessee financial law, and violation of the registration law. 37-year-old Mary Ella Lay of Oneida on an attachment for support. Kip Anthony Orick, 47, of East 1st Street, La Follette, on a capious bench warrant. 51-year-old Marjorie Terry Rutherford of East Ash Street, La Follette, for possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, public intoxication, and theft of property under $500. Deborah Ann Saunders, 51, of South 17th Street, La Follette, for 7 counts of statutory rape. 29-year-old Dustin Lee Spradlin of Glade Springs Road, La Follette, for fraudulent use of a credit card. And last today, Kenneth Daniel Tetro, 57, of Seymour, for violation of the open container law and allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a motor vehicle. And that's a look at the news for today. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to stay with us throughout the evening and be back with us again tomorrow evening. We'll have the end of the week edition of the news for you coming up then.
We sing happy birthday to you, and may all your dreams come true. Happy, happy birthday. Oh,
this is your birthday song.
Oh, celebration all night long. Oh,
May all you.
Hey, Big Josh with you once again on this Thursday evening. We're going to do our birthday and anniversary club, and our birthday and anniversary club brought to you by WLAF and Eastside Pizza and Deli in the Food Line Center. All right, looking at today's birthdays, Mildred Stanfield. That's the mayor's mother. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Stanfield. And Leanna Nelson is celebrating today. Happy birthday to you, Leanna. And yesterday, Squeak Pierce turned 60 years old. Happy birthday to you, Squeak. And listen, I want to tell you now, we have our drawing on Fridays for a dinner for two, a birthday dinner for two, and an anniversary dinner for two. And the only way that you can qualify to be in the drawing is if we have your name in here, okay? And you could win a birthday dinner for two or an anniversary dinner for two from WLAF and Eastside Pizza and Deli. I've said enough. See you tomorrow, good Lord willing.